you want to live stream, woo, 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 woo. Yeah, I don't really know who's playing. I forget who's playing. It's Germany, Portugal, and you know, after France results, who knows what this can mean for the group? Joe, you looking forward to this game, here?
No. Contrary to popular belief, no. This game is set up to be an absolute snooze fest. There is a team that is playing a 5 and a team that is playing 2 defensive midfielders. This is basically a glorified England versus Scotland, and if you watched that last night, I'm still a bit angry, but it was boring as fucking anything. It was so unbelievably just horrendous. So this is set up to be a carbon copy. So
Joe, you didn't get to vent your frustration last night because we didn't have a stream. We had something come up so we couldn't do it. Do you want to vent your frustration?
Southgate, very nice man. Decent manager. Absolutely zero tactical nous whatsoever. No tactics at all. We play like Man United sometimes. Counter-attack, long ball, you name it. We don't play. We have amazing players. We don't play good football. No one knows what the football we play is. The manager is not good enough. The media, the pundits, everyone sticks up for him, says Gary Neville saying he's the best man that England could have got. He's not the best man England can get. He's not. He's got no tactical awareness whatsoever. I hope he changes it. I hope he does. Because he's, again, as I say, he's a nice guy and they seem to like him. But at the moment, he's not good enough. His tactics aren't good enough. You know, the way we play is boring. His team selection sometimes is awful. Sancho hasn't even got any minutes in the tournament yet. We're 2 games in and Jadon Sancho hasn't set foot on the football pitch in the tournament. That is a disgrace.
Yeah.
He is shit runners, honestly. I'm going to say he is not very good at this moment in time. But because the players and the people around him, you know, like him, they like him as a person. I just can't see it changing. For me, I wouldn't be against, parting ways with Southgate and getting someone else in because he's taken, in my opinion, he's taken us. Yeah, but he's taken us as far as he can get with those skills that he has. We need someone who's actually a good tactical manager who can get us through. Look at the managers of the other national teams. Look at Denmark's manager. Denmark have a good manager, right? I'm looking at Germany. Okay, they've got Lowe. He's a bit, past it. Dara's just left. I'm looking at Lowe at Germany, right? Who are they bringing in Germany for the German manager? Flick, Bayern manager. Yeah. Look at the managers around. Look at the managers who are going around. Like, we can do better. We can do better than Southgate. He's taken us as far as we can get, and it's unfortunate, but that's just life sometimes. He ain't gonna be the saviour of English football. Steve Clark, Scotland's better manager than Southgate. Probably, yeah, because Scotland were better than us yesterday.
Puts Havertz in his pocket. He could have done with the Champions League, Daniel. Would have been nice.
Yeah, could have done with that a few weeks ago, but I digress. There's only 2 years today. Ronaldo. Yeah. I mean, it's to hold this against a team that is in absolute disarray.
Yeah, no, the German team are a sham.
But again, because of the tactical setup. If you haven't noticed already, Dara's internet is fucking dying, and if at any point, if it keeps up like this, we'll just end the stream. Because
it's not great, never has been.
It's not great, and it's not showing any sense of being better. We'll try and persist with it for now. Southgate should get sacked for taking Foden, who was the best player on the pitch, off for England. Yep. Awful decision. Awful decision. Awful decision to take Foden off. It's almost like he thinks he can't have too many of the same player on the pitch. It's almost like he thinks, I can't have Grealish, Foden and Mount on the pitch because they all do similar things. Well, you can. that would probably work better than what he's doing now. Like, what have we struggled to do? We've struggled to get Kane into the game because he's getting no service.
Take Kane off.
So, you know, you put Grealish in for Sterling, you've got, like, Sancho. Like, in an ideal world... In an ideal world, what you do is you take out Phillips and put in Grealish, and you take out Sterling and put in Sancho, and then you've still got, you know, that blend of, you know, pace, but also creativity. So you can get Kane into the game. They're your best players, and they're being left out for players who, let's not beat around the bush here, they're Southgate's favourites.
It's very sentimental.
Like, he will never drop Sterling because he's one of his favourites.
Mm-hmm.
Say whatever he did about dropping him out of the squad for a game because of the whole Joe Gomez thing, like a year ago or whatever. He will never drop Sterling, like, out of a team in a game, in, like, a major tournament. He won't. Look what he did in the World Cup. He didn't score. He had a horrendous time up front playing as a second striker alongside Kane. He didn't score or get an assist in the whole tournament. He still persisted with him just because he was Sterling.
4 men named Silva in this team. Oh, Baldy.
Well, England will never win anything with Southgate in charge.
Oh. I don't think they'll win that in your lifetime, hopefully.
This is why we can't discuss England, because this is what Dara says. This is why he's barred from the England streams. England will win. Like, England will win something. It won't be under Southgate. Have you seen the squad? It is too good not to win. You know, nothing.
Not in my lifetime, baby. Kimmich is underrated again. I don't want to
have. England will win something. They will win something. Because the squad is just too good.
Joe, how bad is this connection?
Horrendous.
I think we might have been off.
We'll see what happens when the match gets underway.
Right.
Again, we'll give it sort of 10, 15 minutes. The ball's got a trim. I know he's got the own goal. But we're about to get underway. Hopefully we'll be fine. I'm going to finish talking about England now because there's a game about to start, but my opinions is I'd ditch Southgate. And England would win something at some point. Where's Hugh? He's out on the piss. As always. As always. Now, it's not very hard to guess where that man is when he's not here. It's not the most difficult thing in the world. Anyway, let's hope. What? Days in the tournament?
No, since Germany have last played.
It's only been like 3 or 4 days. We're off for me.
Right, yeah, we're off for me. It doesn't matter right now. We're probably gonna cut it short anyway, so we can just kind of watch it together.
Yeah.
Because this is fucked, like, because we won't be able to continue with this.
Both teams in the home kit.
Yeah.
Germany lining up with that 3 again with Kimmich on the right. Not a fan.
So for an awful game.
Not a fan at all.
Yeah, him on the right.
Kimmich
and then he'll probably
awful.
take off Gnabry. He'll probably take off Gnabry later as well.
Kimmich is awful on the right. He's not awful. He's just awful on the right. He's not in his position anymore. He can fill in there, but not as a wing back.
No.
He's not a wing back in like a 5 or a 3. He'd probably do all right if you were to stick him in a 4 because he can, you know, invert and whatever. You know, he's a bit flatter. Like, as a wing back in a 3 or a 5, got to push on. Got cross in the box. It's not his game. Not his game whatsoever, pushing on. So, we'll see how this one pans out. He clearly hasn't learnt from last time. It's sack Southgate and drop Grealish out of the team, and England will win something. Build the team around Foden and future goal. You always on the piss. You is most definitely always on the piss, and Southgate should probably go, and they should probably start Grealish. That's arguably the reason why we haven't been.
What is the point? What's the point in dropping Grealish? Who are we going to bring in from? Fucking James Ward-Prowse?
No, we should have bought James Ward-Prowse for Jordan Henderson.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Or Kieran Trippier.
I saw it out, son. Oh, brother, it's fucked.
I would have taken James Ward-Prowse instead of another right back in Kieran Trippier. I don't care if Gareth Southgate loves to play him fucking left back. I couldn't give a shit. If you want a set piece taker, take Ward-Prowse. He could play in the midfield. We clearly need midfielders because we're struggling. It's mental to see how a lot of fans can see this, but the manager can't. It's actually really poor. An established manager can't see this, or if he can see it, he's too stuck up his own arse to be able to change it. He's like, no, this will work.
I don't think he's stuck up his own arse. I think he's more relying on experience and that. And it's not working.
He needs to rely on the players that are playing well. That's the whole point of selecting a squad. Rice is overrated, like he's good, but not worth 70.
Grealish. Jack Grealish is the captain of his team. He's the reason they were so high up in the table and the reason they set up in the first place. And he's still not getting him. Jadon Sancho, the most influential player in that Dortmund team, can't get him.
I do agree, John. Rice is overrated in terms of his price tag. And when you say 70, there's been rumours of 100.
I think he's so good.
Yeah, but again, he's not that 100. He's not a £100 million player.
I agree.
You're more. I think 60 to 70 because of the English tax. Dara, don't say anything.
No. I mean this in a nice way. If he had stayed as an Irish player, he'd be about 50.
Yeah. If he was Irish, he'd be probably like 40 to 50. Because he's English, it bumps it up by like 20 million. So he is about 60 to 70 because not only is that English tax thing, he is a good player. He's a young player. He's one of the captains for his club who have just entered their first season in Europe. His price is high. His price is probably at an all-time high right now. Because he's probably got a bit on his contract as well. But they don't want to lose it. So,
yeah, I think he has 2 years left. They're having McDonald's. No, man, Supermax. I don't live near McDonald's in my dad's. My dad's the closest thing is a Supermax.
So, yeah.
Pretty nice now. Was they coming and going there?
A little bit.
How was Anthony Taylor?
Oh, it's a goal! Oh! Germany have scored. Germany have scored. No, it's Gosens. It is Gosens.
Anyway, he handballed it in the build-up.
It is Gosens.
I know we were trying to...
At the Black Post, Rice is worth 40 million, Grealish is worth 30 million. No, Rice is probably worth about, again, 60 to 70. Grealish probably worth about the same, to be honest. Maybe 80 at a push because he's an attacking player. Oh, Gnabry could be offside here. Because he initially goes for it.
No, but he didn't touch it.
Yeah, but he goes for it. There's a number of things that they could try and disallow this for. There's a little bit of a handball in the build-up, and we know what they're like with handballs when it leads to goals. If it even brushes their hand, it's disallowed. Even if it's accidental, even if it's like you can't prevent it, they still, they will just try and disallow it. And then there's the whole thing of Gnabry is probably marginally offside.
Something happens. Doesn't count there.
They have not given the goal, and it stays 0-0.
No,
I agree, John. I agree, John. I think it should count. That handball, it's hit his hand. He's put his hand down to get up.
But it's been given offside.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's like the handball thing. Like he's hit his hand, but he's put his hand on the floor to be able to get up. So that's not a handball, in my opinion. I think they do need to have a look at that.
Yeah, but if they're after disallowing it for offside, then
that's what I was saying before. Gnabry was offside, and he threw himself at it at the first initial attempt. So Like if he doesn't like go for it, which he should do. That's he's playing up front. He should do. He's the man to score. But he should throw himself at it. But if he doesn't, the goal stands because he hasn't gone for it. They haven't. It's not a deliberate attempt to play the ball from an offside position. Here he comes again. Oh, Diaz has been sent. Nobody looks up for it. The Germans are looking good. Portugal need to just try and calm it down a bit.
Looking dangerous, very much so. Jesus, Diaz.
Rice and Grealish ain't in the top 50 best players in the world right now. They are overpriced. But it's kind of hard to be in the top 50 when you play for Villa and West Ham. No disrespect. They do value what competitions they play in.
Grealish top 10 in the league. Top 10 players.
Is Grealish top 10 in the league?
Like, is he? Is he top 10?
It's hard. You can't say because what defines top 10 or not? Because players. Oh, Fernandes. Right, it's offside. Players who play in different positions have different roles. Like defenders never get credit, goalkeepers never get credit. So it depends. Is he top 10 in his position? Yes, he is.
Fernandes, you were very nearly onside.
If we have a look at that position, which is basically 10 on like a wider position, you've got like Foden, Mount, Grealish. Like Grealish is top 10 in his position in the league. These creative numbers are off the chart.
You went there for good 15. Joe, you went there for good 15 seconds. This isn't going to last one.
Yeah, Bruno Fernandes is another one, Renners.
Fernandes is very overrated.
Kevin De Bruyne doesn't play in that position. He plays further back, and he can't. He's not a wider player either, is he?
Yeah, but, like people love comparing Fernandes and De Bruyne. They're two completely separate players, two completely different players. But De Bruyne is better. So,
like in Grealish plays in the 10. Yeah, he's quite far offside there. Grealish plays in the 10 and out on the left. De Bruyne can obviously play in the 10, but we don't play with the 10. We signed Kevin De Bruyne as a right. We didn't sign him as a right winger, Renners.
We did sign him as a right winger.
Did we? I remember he got a. Oh, Jesus! Portugal are on the ropes.
No, he played as a winger for He actually, when he came to England, he was very like what Grealish is now. But
to be fair, I remember him getting an info. Okay, yeah, fine, fair. But he doesn't play in the wing now, does he?
I don't know. But he likes him, but he's nowhere near a winger now.
Like De Bruyne. I agree with Curved Glass. Hello, Curved Glass, by the way. KDB is an 8. He is an 8 now. He is that further back player. He's adapted his game, especially defensively. Again, him and Grealish are different players. They've got like similar creative output, but they're different players. Kevin De Bruyne can find that killer pass, while Grealish can, find a pass. He's more on the ball, like his dribbling's better. Because he gets loads of fouls and he makes loads of dribbles. But let's just say, for argument's sake, right? Let's just take position out of it. Let's just go creative players. So in terms of creative players, where does Grealish rank? Who's better than him? De Bruyne's there, Fernandes, Foden, Mount, Grealish is obviously up there. But that's 4 that I've named. Well, Mahrez isn't really a typical winger, is he? So you'd class Mahrez up there. Fernandes.
I just like saying Fernandes. Kind of Havertz way.
No, he's more of a goal getter than a provider, isn't he? Grealish. If you can name me 14 better creators in the league, runners, than Grealish, be my guest. 'Cause I can't.
Again, I will say this to you, runners. He is number 1 for chances created in Europe.
He's number 1 for chances created in Europe, playing for Aston Villa. Oh. In the world, if you can name me 74 players in world football who are better creators than Grealish, despite him having one of the best, if not the best, creative numbers in Europe, be my guest, Renners. We agree to disagree on this one, I think.
This is dire viewing.
When he puts up the creative numbers that he does, putting him up there with some of the best, you can't say he's 75th in the world and 15th in England. I will run out of space. Just type it player by player. If you can name me 14 players in the league, in the Premier League, who are better creators than Grealish, and fair enough, right? I'll agree with you. Fred and McTominay are better. Yeah, all right. McFred. Stoke, born and bred. It's like Ben Brereton scored a winner for Chile yesterday from Stoke. I'll have you now. So, Ben Brereton was the only Englishman to score. Ben Brereton was the only Englishman to score yesterday. Muller with a shot from outside the box, saved by Patricio. It's been looked straight at him. So we took an L letting someone from Stoke score for Chile. Being the only Englishman to score. You can't base a player's performance on one. Well, I'm not basing it on one season because he did it last season. They almost went down, but they stayed up because of him. And he still had those same or similar numbers, up there in the league last season. So I'm not basing it off of just this season. There's a couple of seasons. And then I know the Championship's a completely different league. But he was still putting up numbers in the Championship. He was the reason by them getting promoted and winning the playoffs. So, he's done it for a few seasons now. It's not just this season we're going, he's been so good. Gnabry in the box, headed on, headed out. Germany have been all over. Germany have been the better side. I'm surprised. Muller's kept that in. And I think it's a corner to Germany. His stats was poor this season. They stayed up. I think his stats were quite decent for a team that finished, 17th?
Does this?
Rennes is saying Grealish's stats were poor when they just about stayed up.
Grealish stats may have been poor, but bear in mind he's playing with Wesley and Mwana Samatta ahead of him. Different stages.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying they finished 17th. For a team that finished 17th, stats were pretty good, so they couldn't have been much better. And then this season, where they finished mid-table, their stats have gone up to one of the best in Europe, and that's in a mid-table side. Jota, squared, Ronaldo 1-0. There we go, Ronaldo 1-0. Portugal now lead. There will be a check. Oh, look at who's reffing. Anthony Taylor, Baldy. Look at this, it's just Bernardo Silva takes it, runs down the right. Why is he playing down the right, by the way? No, Ronaldo's off. Jota gets the ball. Jota's on. Ronaldo's on. Onside. Goal will stand. And for all of the possession and the chances that Germany have had and created, Portugal now lead 1-0.
See, this is like watching a game of FIFA.
Fuck off to Paldo. Yeah, it's a tap in and probably celebrated with a Sue.
John's a United fan saying Tapaldo. He is a Tapaldo. He is a tap-in merchant and a pen merchant.
So undeserved. It is undeserved, isn't it?
I agree. Undeserved.
Germany should... Well, Germany scored, but it was rightly disallowed. You guys know nothing about football. I told you the Ronaldo shot. Who said that?
We didn't say anything about Ronaldo.
We didn't say anything about Ronaldo. We didn't even acknowledge it. Kind of brushed past it and went to...
At the Ronaldo show and we went straight to the Havertz show. I mean, even that, it's not been a Ronaldo show. You just got to...
Yeah, when we said... Yeah, you said Ronaldo show. We went straight to the whole point about Diaz against Havertz because he was one of our players. You know, say what you want about Penaldo, all right? The fella is finished, and I stand by it. He's on a long road to declining as a footballer, and he's definitely not the player he once was. He's still at a high level, obviously, because Ronaldo's Ronaldo. But is he top 3 in the world anymore? No, he's not.
De Bruyne, Mbappe, Messi. Don't know which order. Just
Lewandowski. Helen Keller would have scored that tap in. Nice one.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, like, honestly, you could have thrown something at that ball and 9 times out of 10.
A crowd member could have thrown a water bottle or something at it and it would have gone in.
Could have thrown a beach ball. Do it Darren Bent.
Like, is Ronaldo even top 5?
Well, Lewandowski at this moment in time is better than him, yes.
Lewandowski's better, Kevin De Bruyne's better. Mbappe. Is Mbappe better?
Mbappe's top
Probably.
3. Is Neymar better than him?
Is Neymar better than Ronaldo right now? Say yes.
Like, that's... Oh...
I'd say yes. Is Messi better than Ronaldo? Yes.
Yeah. Better all the time. Is he better now? Yes. Has he always been better than him? You could argue a couple of years for Ronaldo, probably.
Like, Ronaldo will go down top 2 in history, but right now I think. Oh, Havertz.
Oh.
Given the foul. No. Is he fine?
No.
Is he fine? Nah, he's fine.
Dirty little bastard. The Portuguese.
He'll be fine. Ronaldo is better, I think. Well, again, it's all down to personal opinion.
It comes down.
Messi is better, no doubt. Like, Messi's better than Ronaldo right now. I think Messi's better player. Well, just in general. I think he's top 2. And Messi ain't second.
That was a tap in from Tapaldo, but that is a very well built up goal.
It's a well built up goal, but the Ronaldo will get all the credit because he tapped it in. Oh, Bernardo! Ooh. Germany are playing.
Like, amazing. I think the Ogo shot has done absolutely brilliantly there as well.
Days, Ronaldo gives it for Nange. Told you, Ronaldo's showing. I told you Havertz will be in Diaz's pocket. Looks like a good prediction. Well, we never said anything otherwise. Ronaldo is better than Neymar, I meant. Well, that for me, that one's arguable. Right now, that one's arguable.
It comes down to personal preference. What do you like? A decent finisher or like pure football? Like I don't like Neymar. I think he's a good player, but I don't like his attitude. I think it's a brat. But the way he plays is just so.
Anyway, regardless, Ronaldo just about sneaks in and around that top 5. For me, obviously, Messi is the best player right now. He's basically doing a Kane job at Barcelona. Some big club.
Daniel is celebrating a prediction when his team are losing them now.
Some countrymen you are. Sorry about it, but I mean, the cold hard facts. I don't know. Like, I get it. You made a prediction. You're being real with yourself.
Respect. In some manner.
Respect for being real about it. It's like I was being real about England, but shouldn't you like not be celebrating your team losing? Like, if I was in your situation, I'd be a bit annoyed that we hadn't taken a chance or something. I mean, he did take a chance, but it was offside. Like if I'm German, right? I'm supporting the German national team. Then I'm a little bit annoyed that we haven't done anything because Germany deserve to be ahead.
Oh, 100%. They're all over them. It's only one person watching. 2-7-1. You'll bell that.
Yeah, so I don't know. I respect you being real with yourself and going Germany aren't as good as Portugal. Portugal are better, but You know, you still got to back your team. You see, to me, it's like City, all right, but obviously international football's different. But it's like you back your team. Yes. Anyway, back to Ronaldo. He's just there's 4 players in the world who are better than him, and then there's another one that's arguable. Just depends what you want. So basically, he's in and around top 5. Like, but it's not surprising given it's not surprising given his age though. Because how old is he? What, 30? 36.
Oh yeah. This isn't to take anything away from Ronaldo. He's the second greatest player of all time. He is 36. What are you expecting? There are very few athletes in any sports that can keep it up at that age. Ronaldo's up there. Ron James is up there. I'm pretty sure he's actually 37 now. Like,
what is that middle thing in quotations in
they
your
are the
name?
only two that can up to a second. Huh?
Look at the chat. What?
Does that say Clee?
CITDYD.
He meant to say CTID.
CTID.
It's out 20 minutes and he's mangled.
Ronaldo GOAT. No, Ronaldo's not the GOAT. He's just about top 5 in the world.
Anyone currently playing, besides obviously Messi, Ronaldo, who have goal potential, Joe?
Oh, third greatest all time behind Messi and Scott Carson. Scott Carson is the real GOAT. You see his 6 Ballon d'Ors.
Got more Ballon d'Ors than fucking on the hand, man. Get off your phone in the pub, man.
Ruben Diaz. Just no nonsense. Get it out right.
Joe.
Kroos on the corner. You wanna call it maybe?
You either call it or you can keep going on the comments.
I'm not gonna go on my own. I'm gonna go on my own.
I call it because Joe keeps coming and going for me, and I'm sure I look like a fucking freeze frame every 10 seconds. Bruno
Fernandes!
Right, so we're sorry about that. Technical difficulties, but I'll be home. Shoot, do we have?
Do you want me to go through our next ones? Obviously, we missed yesterday. Obviously, we're gonna have to end today, but our next one is Tuesday. It's an England one. So it'll be me and Murray, and then next one is obviously Wednesday, which is Portugal France. So it will be you on the Wednesday. Whoever it will be with. Oh, you'll be in work? Okay, well, maybe it will be me and Murray back to back. Anyway, they're on a cooling break.
Right, you'll see these two not tomorrow, the next. Right, peace, love, rock and roll, as Murray says.
They're on a cooling break. We're gonna end it 1-0. Enjoy the game. Sure we will.
1-0. Come to take. Come on.